have a seat. We will start the conference now. Just before starting, a very pragmatic point. There is a hotspot in the room. It will be written on the screen in 2 seconds, so you can connect if you need access. Yeah, okay. So dear guests, colleagues, and fellow cyber professional, it's a great pleasure to have you here in Warsaw for the 2025 European Cybersecurity Conference. I'm Chloé Blondeau. I'm part of the ENISA certification unit, and today I will guide you through the conference. I would like to thank the EU Polish Presidency for welcoming us here in Warsaw, as well as the European Commission for their support during the preparation of the certification schemes and also this event. This year marks a milestone for certification. First, maybe for those who are used to the event, we rebranded it. It's not ENISA Cybersecurity Certification Conference anymore. We talk about the European Cybersecurity Certification Conference. So now the schemes are out, and it's time for the ecosystem to participate to its uptake. It's also the 1-year anniversary of EUCC. So we will have a bit of a special event because we will also celebrate the first accredited CABs, Conformity Assessment Bodies. And as usual, during the day, we will discuss different aspects of certification, like the support to legislation. We will also do a focus a bit on EUCC, from where we came from to where we are and where we want to go on EUCC. And the last panel will address certification on a risk-based approach. So also take a time to enjoy the breaks and lunch. It's a good moment for you to, for the ecosystem to grow and to mingle. So take the chance, the opportunity to exchange and engage in discussion about certification. I will now call our first guest speaker. I'll try to say it properly. So the director of the Cybersecurity Department of the Ministry of Digital Affairs, Łukasz Wojewoda. Thanks.
Thank you. It's always a challenge to say my name in English. And when I'm trying to describe it, I say, just instead of W, put another letter, helping you to understand that it's not W, but EU, or something similar. And then it's easier. So thank you, you've done it great. Ladies and gentlemen, estimated colleagues, industry representatives, certification experts, good morning, and welcome to the Cybersecurity Certification Conference, an event dedicated to exploring the current state of cybersecurity certification. It's an honor to stand before you today as we embark a journey to understand, adopt, and redefine how we protect our digital world. Thank you to NASK, our National Research Institute, for co-organizing this conference. NASK is a host not only to great events like European Cybersecurity Certification Week, but also to Common Criteria Certification Body. So they are doing a great job in Poland. I'm happy to see representatives from the European Commission. Your institution has delivered last year the first European Cybersecurity Certification Scheme, and today, with the scheme being fully operational, we can see the impact of that. ENISA and its certification team were essential to the success of the first European certification scheme and its maintenance. We are very thankful for that engagement. We are living in an era of unprecedented technological advancements, but also one of interesting cyber threats. Every day, hackers grow more sophisticated, data breaches become more costly, and organizations face even evolving challenges in securing their systems. Cyber attacks are no longer just about the financial loss. They threaten national security, damage personal privacy, and erode trust in digital systems. Yet, as the threats evolve, so do we. Certification is important to Poland and has been the centerpiece of our capacity building in this area. In 2019, Poland was admitted to Common Criteria Recognition Agreement as a consuming participant. To become, in 2022, an authorized participant. In the same year, Poland became, thanks to our national evaluation and certification scheme, an authorized participant for SOGI's Mutual Recognition Agreement. The effectiveness of our program is demonstrated by the certificates issued. On 21st May last year, our certification body, which is in NASK, issued common criteria certificates to 2 products. Biocertics, developed by the ASECO data system extension and Samsung, and SimpliSign, developed by ASECO data system. Both products allow biometric signing of electronic documents. They are example of technology that allow the consumer to protect the integrity and no repudiation of their information on highest level. Our capabilities are not limited to certification process only. Testing laboratory in National Institute of Telecommunications is accredited for performing evaluation services based on common criteria. The laboratory is constantly upgrading their technical capabilities, being the only one testing in Poland with accreditation in cybersecurity evaluation up to EVA 1 on level 5. Working together, business, government, individuals, we can ensure high level of security and trust in our products and services, making the economy and society more resilient. I encourage you to stay engaged, ask together questions, and think about how you can be part of this growing and fascinating cybersecurity society. With that, let's dive into another keynotes. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks a lot. We will now call Paweł Kościkiewicz. Sorry, I practiced, but not enough. And of course, I didn't mention NASK before, but I got in the EU presidency. But NASK okay, really helped us to organize this event. Thanks.
I wouldn't dare to correct Chloe, so I just, repeat it. Paweł Kościkiewicz from NASK Poland. Yes, that's true. Ladies and gentlemen, actually my friends, as I can see in the room, many faces that I know. I have prepared some keynote speech, and I would like to not read it, but just use my cards here. But first, I need to share with you how I did prepare this. So I started with asking Philip, what shall I say? And Philip told me 1, 2, 3 things that I need to say. So yes, I will do that, Philip. Thank you very much. And then I asked Copilot to do the rest. So as you know, this Copilot is not certified, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I wish you a good morning here in Poland, in Warsaw. Warsaw is actually my city. I was born here, and I've been living here for the last 50 years. So I've seen Poland changing and Warsaw changing. Now it's quite a nice city, I think, that you will like it. I hope so. So please enjoy not only the conference, but also Warsaw here. But we are here for a very specific purpose. So the purpose is the European, not the NISA, but European Cybersecurity Certification Conference. And this is important, that this is European Cybersecurity Conference, not international, not national, not Polish, but European. We are here together, and actually we are here together. We've been doing many things together. I mean, we've been meeting at SOGAES working groups, at CCRA working groups. We've been meeting at ECCG working groups. We are meeting constantly. And last week, during the Cybersecurity Certification Week, there was, I think, already 6 or 7 meetings. So yeah, we are meeting almost every day. And I'm very pleased to share with you some I think, important thoughts about cybersecurity certification in Poland. So is it important for us in Poland to be capable to engage in the European cybersecurity certification? Yes, I think so, because I'm doing that at NASK. This is part of my job, but also I think that I can prove to you that it is important for us in Poland. You all know this is absolutely obvious that in the digital age, the cybersecurity is not just one of technical issues, it's probably the priority. And also, you all know that it's not a local problem, it's common for all of us. It's not only European, but international. So what we want to have in Poland, and we started that some years ago, we wanted to be capable of issuing cybersecurity certificates. And that's why I think that cybersecurity certification is important for us. We started to build the system in 2017, actually, when we applied for SOGAES and CCRA participancy. And we've been, as Łukasz said, accepted in 2019. So you can see that it took us quite a time to get here when we are ready to certify. Poland is constantly investing in building the capacity and capabilities of the certification system. And I would like to thank you, Łukasz, for that, because the Ministry of Digital Affairs is the ministry that is offering us the funds for that. What we do have right now in Poland, we have the certification body that's capable of certifying products against the common criteria standard, but there is a lot more. I will tell you about that later on. And another aspect that I think will prove how important the cybersecurity certification is in Poland is that we will have for that specialized law. It's only a draft right now. I expect to have the law ready by autumn this year, I hope. Maybe faster, as Łukasz is here whispering to me, maybe faster. So we will have the law that will be called National Cybersecurity Certification System. And this law will interplay with another, the major law for National Cybersecurity System. It will be a very direct interplay between those two laws. And that means that cybersecurity certifications are absolutely crucial for us in Poland. So now it would be nice to answer the question, are we ready to certify within the European cybersecurity certification framework? Yes, I believe that we are ready. We applied for accreditation to our national accreditation body, and there is somewhere person from our national accreditation body in the room, and we know that we will be audited by our national accreditation body, and I hope that we will get the accreditation as soon as possible, and that will mean that we have that will prove that we have the competence to certify within the EUCC scheme. Also, our laboratories, we do have 2 laboratories in Poland, 2 ITSEFs, and both of them are also capable of issuing, evaluating products according to the common criteria standard. So I think, yes, we are ready. Another question would be, do we have obstacles on the market or rather supportive ecosystem for certification? Here in the room are also representatives of our customers. For example, Dynacon and ASECO, companies that gave us the opportunity to certify products for the pilot certifications. And I'm absolutely thankful to you, because it was a great challenge to prepare products for certification. It took not a couple of months, it was rather like almost more than a year and a half to prepare product for certification, but finally we did it, we certified. And I'm pretty proud of that, because those products are very interesting, like data diode from Dynacon, or, for example, biometric signature platform from ASECO, together with Samsung and another smaller Polish company. So, to make it short, to give you some space to listen to the next keynotes, I would like just to leave you one key message. Let's build Europe secure by design together. Thank you.
So we actually will have a video message now from Roberto Viola, who is the director of DG Connect at the European Commission.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to have this opportunity to address you for this year's European Cybersecurity Certification Conference. I would like to thank ENISA, who has done a tremendous work in bringing the European Cybersecurity Certification community together this week. Let me begin by reminding you what is at stake and why is European certification so important. Just as the physical and digital world are growing increasingly interlinked, cybersecurity shapes our everyday security. During the past few years, it has been a high priority for the Commission to set a robust cybersecurity framework and ensure economic stability, cyber resilience, and security of critical infrastructure. But each of us need to play our role to make it a success. Building trust is one of the main purposes of the European Cybersecurity Certification Framework, which has been established by the Cybersecurity Act. We are all very aware of the historical period we are currently living in. The global security landscape is becoming increasingly complicated, shaped by shifting power dynamics, new technologies, and cross-border threats. With stakes even higher than before, it is essential to collaborate and address together new security challenges. The European Cybersecurity Certification community has already achieved significant results since the establishment of the certification framework. First of all, last year, we celebrated the adoption of the first ever European certification scheme, the so-called Common Criteria-Based Scheme, EUCC. This scheme represents the foundation of the European certification landscape. It defines common assessment processes to certify ICT products such as chips or smart cards. It has been only a few days since the scheme became applicable, and today we celebrate the first accredited certification bodies that will deliver those certificates, as well as the laboratories that will perform evaluation of ICT products. I'm sure that the first EUCC certificates are now only a few weeks away. And this is an important milestone that really reinforces our global leadership in product certification. This is thanks to you, to ENISA, and all the experts involved in this journey. And I really would like to encourage the rest of you to take this opportunity to get actively involved and make the most out of the sessions organized within this excellent conference. That being said, this is not the ending point, of course. There is much more work that needs to be done on European cybersecurity certification. It is essential for our citizens and businesses to trust that their data is secure. This trust is crucial, especially in an economy where competitiveness relies on the ability to adopt data-driven solutions. Allow me to highlight in particular the work on developing cybersecurity certification for the European digital identity wallets that will enable all citizens to access online services with their national digital identification. And those identification will be recognized throughout the EU. This is an important step also from a cyber perspective, because it will provide much more secure ways of managing our most sensitive data by allowing us to securely share with third parties only the information strictly necessary for the services. ENISA will develop a future European scheme for wallets, which will ensure trust, security, and the good functioning of the wallet ecosystem. To this end, ENISA has already taken up the request to prepare a candidate scheme. Moreover, in response of evolving cyber threats, organizations are increasingly relying on managed security service providers for the prevention and mitigation of cybersecurity incidents. And this happens by delivering specialized cybersecurity expertise and operational support. As you know, we have amended the Cybersecurity Act to enable European certification scheme for managed security service, and in this way to strengthen the overall level of security. And based on the feasibility study conducted recently by ENISA, the Commission will shortly present a request for ENISA to prepare a candidate managed security service certification scheme. And given the importance of the EU Cybersecurity Reserve as part of the Cyber Solidarity Act and the role of managed security services certification in this act, we would like the certification for the incident management to be in place as soon as possible. In any case, our aim is to keep the future managed security service scheme easy to implement and to follow. Finally, to conclude, let me recall that in recent years, with your help, we have significantly reinforced the EU cybersecurity framework and implemented agile mechanisms that allow us to act promptly. However, the cybersecurity and geopolitical landscape have evolved far beyond to what was expected since the adoption of the Cybersecurity Act. This reality requires a framework that is even more effective and agile to meet the cyber resilience needs of businesses, public sector, and ultimately our citizens. The adopted Commission Work Programme 25 outlines the plan for a digital package. This package will also include a proposal for a revised Cybersecurity Act, which will address all the aspects around security and streamline the measures. The first European Cybersecurity Certification Scheme has taught us many important lessons. And this revision provides the opportunity to take stock of them. I would like to warmly invite you to participate in the session which is being organized by my colleagues later today during this conference. We want to hear your ideas on how to make the most of the European Cybersecurity Certification Framework. Now, I would like to conclude by thanking you for your continuous commitment in making the European Cybersecurity Certification a success. There's a lot of work ahead, but I'm confident in the ability of this community to deliver. Thank you.
Maybe we'll go back to meetings to work now, actually. Okay, next video as well is from our executive director, Johan Lepassard, who couldn't make it today, unfortunately, due to a conference in Ukraine. But yeah, we'll have him on video now.
Dear Minister, directors, colleagues, friends, first I have to apologize that I'm not there with you today because I'm in Kiev attending the Kiev Cybersecurity Forum in order to help our Ukrainian colleagues to raise their resilience, but also learn from them what we can do in the EU to raise our cybersecurity posture. This is the 8th edition of the certification conference, and I want to thank the Polish Presidency and the European Commission for extending its support to organize this. The fact that we organized this conference in the member states shows that certification has far grown beyond the borders of ENISA and now encompasses the whole community that helps us to define and design the draft certification schemes. On 27th of February this year, we celebrated the coming into force and application of the first ever scheme, the EU Common Criteria, which underpins the trustworthiness and security of some of the very basic products circulating in the internal market. With the CRA coming in, the scope of the need to have such basic technical guidelines in place has enormously expanded. ENISA is working currently on two other issues very closely related with certification. One, of course, is the EU Digital Wallet Scheme, where we need to cooperate very closely with the member states. And that's also why we have this conference today in a member state. The other area where we are looking is the managed cybersecurity service providers, where ENISA has completed the feasibility study, which hopefully will help the Commission to define the parameters of the potential future scheme. So the work ahead of us is already quite clearly defined. I hope that you will have a good conference drilling down into all the technical specifications and the technical discussions that need to be discussed, because the European industry needs common baselines now more than ever. Thank you, and thank you for your participation.
Just to take on Paweł Koskiewicz words, I lose my English totally. I like the expression, let's build Europe secure by design. And this cannot be done without the Conformity Assessment Bodies. We've talked about them in the videos and before. Now I will call Florian Pennings, our Associate Chief Cybersecurity and Operational Officer, to give a short update on what we are doing. So we know what we will have to do, but what we've been doing now with ENISA, and also present the award ceremony.
Thanks, Chloe, and welcome everybody. So Florian Pennings, I up until 1st of September sat on the other side, where I was represented from the industry, following certification very actively. Have seen the developments from different sides, and can only say I'm very honored to be here in my new role within ENISA. And from what I've seen from the insights on how we as ENISA develop a certification framework and support that, I can be only really proud of this team. So thanks Chloe, Philippe, Apostles, and the other colleagues here. First of all, thanks to the Polish Presidency. It's been quite, and it's going to be quite a cyber week. Many things happening with the support from the Member States and the Polish Presidency in particular. A full week here in Warsaw. Just to sum up some things, there was the EUCC subgroup on peer reviews this week. Yesterday I had the pleasure and the honor to join the EUCC. We have this conference, the EUCC subgroup on EUCC maintenance, the EUDI wallet ad hoc working group meets too. It's a certification bus, and that's great to see. And also so many people came from different parts of the EU to join us. And I can only confirm it's European. It's not so much ENISA anymore, which is a great development that we strongly support and want to thrive on. Then allow me to give a little bit of short updates from our side, as Johan was unable to attend, so he asked me to do that instead. Listen, I had a great opportunity to join the ECG for the first time in my new role, and it's a good group of experts. I really like the positive mindset. There's a lot of development ongoing, and what you see that there's a lot of brain power in that group, and the fact that we now are talking very actively. I think everybody said at EUCC, it's a first result of many years. Again, having followed this from the other side, I can only say I'm super proud to have joined this team. So the EUCC entry into force, including the maintenance, and this really also allows for celebration today. So in a second, I will ask also Chloe and Philippe to join to further guide that. But before I do, some further updates also on the overlap between the EUCC and the CRA, something that I know many of the industry players have asked questions about. I really would like to invite you to have a look at the study that was published on the 27th of February, where we have really mapped the EUCC to CRA essential requirements. That's also an opportunity for all of you. Have a look, also engage with us. We are here with many colleagues from ENISA, and the European Commission is here as well. Ask questions, use those moments in the breaks to really get answers, and also help us further define, because this is an ongoing project. Then there's, as was mentioned by Johan as well in the video, a strong urge for a scheme on managed security services discussed. This ties into different sets of legislation that we've seen, Cyber Solidarity Act, etc., to find the harmonization. Feasibility study about to be published, so keep an eye on that. Development of the EUDI wallet. Our colleagues are here as well, closely connected to that. And this is particular topic that we work very closely with the member states on, also in line with what we just heard. This is where national developments and EU development come together, and input there is very much welcomed. Regarding the 5G, the developments there have been going on for a couple of years. The deliverable here is really based on the EUCC. And as you hear, many different topics, many different developments from 5G to CC, etc. It can be quite complex. So our good colleagues have also developed a FAQ, frequently asked questions, on the website. Website is really there also from ENISA to provide you with much information. Also there, further requests or further suggestions, let us know, really. It's nice that we are standing here in front of you today, but this is really about engagement back in that room behind, so use those moments, please. That brings us to the celebration part, which is really, and I'm already looking to Chloe and Philippe, who probably know half the room, so that's excellent. We really like to celebrate the first caps, the Conformity Assessment Bodies, getting to the stage that we can really start moving further on the EUCC. It's been a long road, took a couple of years, but the result is there. 27th of February last year, we saw the first step. This year, we saw the final step that we can move further. It has required a lot of work from our colleagues and also the colleagues within the EUCC, the colleagues behind those colleagues in the EUCC, because there are always many people in the shadows that we should not forget too. This is about review of documents. And I think, Philip, yesterday you gave a little bit of an insight. This goes beyond the 50, 60 documents of I don't know how many pages that people go through. It's a lot of work. You can also be proud of yourself, put all the brain power in to be also feeling that this celebration moment is also your moment. We also like to thank the European Corporation for Accreditation, definitely the member states, but also the feedback from the industry players. I see some of familiar faces here. Also, your input has helped us to get to the point where we are right now. Final two remarks. CAPS, as I was educated a little bit by Philip and also by Auspices in the last few weeks, are central to a healthy ecosystem in which cybersecurity certification can thrive. A healthy ecosystem is needed to be able to implement and also to answer questions, but to move forward. So that's also why we really want to take this moment to invite some of them here on the stage in a second. CAPS really are able to now be accredited, and we also need to pause for a second and thank the NCCAs to be there as strong partners as well. We can really now start measuring significant process. So, stop here. Let's celebrate this milestone. And allow me to invite Chloe and Philip up to the stage and to put a couple of the colleagues here in the sunshine. Thank you so much.
Merci. Yes. You stay. Okay. Vas-y.
Okay, so we have, this is a bit not last minute, but the accreditation of CAPS have been coming until yesterday. So we managed to not have all of them here in Warsaw. I will thank the one who got super reactive and excited about us celebrating them, and they make the travel, especially for this moment. For those who are not here with us, we will represent the logo of their company on the screen. Not now.
Spoiler alert. So it's the first ceremony, huh? So we are improvising a bit.
We will do, because we have a bit of time, so we will ask also the people who call on stage to improv a bit, to tell us how they got there, because it was not easy, and until yesterday we had to fine-tune some things, because the step after accreditation is notification at the EU level, and yeah, we're going there. I will make a call by country. I took the alphabetical order, and by chance, France is first. But no, we have, and maybe now you can put the slide, all the members. Yeah. So for France, we'll call Lionel Agulon from CERMA, and Sylvain Leroy from the National Cybersecurity Certification Authority, ANSI, to come on stage and.
Okay, just before interviewing these two guys, just a recap, and clarification of the role of accreditation, authorization, notification, because some people might be confused. The CAPS, Conformity Assessment Body, under EUCC, we have two types of CAPS. We have the certification bodies and the ITCEFs. The CBs are delivering the certificates, the ITCEFs are performing the evaluation and the site audits. So, in order to be participating to these operations of evaluation and certification, we have divided the assessment of the competencies with two different steps, depending on which level you want to assess. So we have two assurance levels under EUCC, level substantial and level high. Level substantial is associated with the two VAN levels, vulnerability assessment levels of the common criteria, VAN 1 and VAN 2, and the 3 to 5 are the level high. So in order to perform evaluation and certification under EUCC, you first shall be accredited. Accreditation is done by a national accreditation body, and for that purpose, the EUCC has developed state-of-the-art documents, so binding documents, that tell you how this accreditation shall be performed, so what are the requirements that apply to both the ITSEF and the CB. Both of them, CBs and ITSEF, can be accredited separately, but at the end they will have to work together, of course. The NABs are encouraged, and the NCCAs are encouraged to work together on this accreditation. It's not mandatory, but there is a strong encouragement for the two communities, so the national certification authorities and the NABs to cooperate on that. It's enough for a CAB to be accredited to perform evaluations for level substantial. If the CAB wants to certify at level high, it has to be also authorized. This authorization mechanism is performed by the National Cybersecurity Certification Authority based on guidelines that we have published to support the scheme. These guidelines may become at a later stage also mandatory documents, but as the authorization mechanism is brand new, was never established under SOGAIS per se, we found that it was better to have it as guidelines for the time being. So, in order to perform at VAN 3, 4, 5, like the examples that were presented before by the Polish Presidency and NASK, you have to be authorized. Then, the national authority, when it's all done, accreditation and where applicable authorization, shall notify on the EU system NANDO the CABs that have been accredited and authorized. Notification is important because it will allow the full ecosystem to know which CABs can operate. The notified CABs are displayed on the NSA website. There is a dedicated page for that where you will find a place to contact your CABs through this NANDO system. I hope I wasn't too long, but I think it's good to explain the different roles of accreditation, authorization, notification for the ecosystem. So, where are we today with France? So, Lionel, you are accredited, you're authorized, you're notified, for which level, what for? A bit of history, a bit of context.
A bit of history. So, hello everybody, I'm Lionel Aguilon, I'm the CTO of Pharma Safety and Security, and previously the Director of Security Laboratory. We are IT safe since 1988, so a long time. We have an advantage with the French team, NSSI trained us to work hard continuously, we can say that. So for us, it was, again, a major milestone, the EUCC. A good news for harmonization, for European approach on cybersecurity. And actually, we are accredited. I'm verifying with Sylvain, still the case. And we hope that we can deliver a certificate in the following weeks, months. Again, it's a huge step for us. The investment for the team was really significant. We have to work our process, update and improve our capabilities, and integrate the new documentation and the new requirements. But I think, as mentioned previously, one speaker, we have to progress and promote cybersecurity in all ecosystems. So with the high level, but the substantial too, actually CERMA is focused on the high level security. And we hope that we can develop more and more our capability to certify high security product in all in other schemes too. So, but I want to thank NSSI for its trust.
So, Sylvain, can you elaborate a bit on how the interplay with NAB, so NCCA and the NAB, how do you cooperate, and authorization, who is going to perform the authorization of CERMA? As CERMA wants to operate at level high, they have to be authorized.
Okay, so we have worked with our NAB, so we have worked on the accreditation program, which is based on the state-of-the-art documents. So it has been published, I think, during the summer. So all our cabs that work under SOGAS are in the course of being accredited with assessing the conformity of this program. So the first one is CERMA. Regarding authorization, it's given by ANSI, so the NCCA. There is something that is very useful in EUCC is that we can reuse things that have been done within the national scheme. So we don't have to do everything again. And regarding CERMA, regarding authorization, the decision was taken I think yesterday or the day before. So you are authorized.
So congrats. So accredited until yesterday, authorized today. I mean, it's great progress, and maybe notified tomorrow. Oh my God, this is amazing. So congrats to these guys. And one precision, it's not a race. The goal is not that we say we want to celebrate only the first one. We will celebrate everyone. It happens today that we have around here some people that already got this accreditation, this authorization, maybe a notification as a pass to undertake the activities. But of course, more and more will come, and we'll celebrate as much as we can during the next sessions as well. Chloe.
Yeah. So now the second country is Germany, with an impressive number actually of accredited cabs and CB. So I will call Ingo, Helen, yeah, and Lena. And you have 6 cabs. I don't know how to count.
Oh, very new.
Yes, this works. Thanks a lot.
So,
and unfortunately, we didn't have representative from the accredited cabs, except
I
from
don't think
BSI.
so, no.
Yeah,
It's
that's why.
some kind of surprise, the award ceremony today. So we weren't able to manage and to bring our representatives of our labs with us. But well, I had a short notice with some of them, and they are happy and asked me to represent them here, as well as representative of BSI, and of course the labs we closely work together with.
okay, so please have a seat. Any game change? So BSI is accredited as a CB, so already, right?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Can you elaborate a bit, because you were accredited already under SOGAS, or no, not yet?
Yes, we
not
were
yet. So,
accredited.
because you have to remember that a bit of history. Accreditation was not required under SOGAS, at least for the CBs. Certification bodies mostly were designated by law. So it's Some of them happened to be accredited. Some of them, from my previous history at ANSI, I know that ANSI was not accredited. It was designated by law. So it depends on the country. And I guess some other countries here have also been facing this new challenge of being accredited from scratch, which is, I guess, a game changer. So it's not a game changer for you. Being accredited under EUCC is an evaluation from being accredited under SOGAES. But can you elaborate a bit of what were the changes, if any?
Yeah, there were some major changes as far as I'm concerned. At first, after the Implementing Act was set in force in February last year, we added additional programs to conduct EUCC certifications and included them into our accreditation that takes place on an annual basis. This requires us to change our processes, which has been established already for quite a long time, and changing such a thing is always something that's not done very easily. We therefore had some non-conformities to correct. We finally concluded this work by the end of this year, so it took some time to really satisfy all requirements that our accreditation body imposed on us. But thanks to this collaborative working together with our accreditation body, I think we are now finally able to offer an attractive program for consumers and customers to conduct EUCC evaluations with BSI. It's not the German scheme anymore. I have to adapt to that. Under the EUCC scheme, together with BSI as certification body.
So, Lena, you are representing the NCCA supervision, right?
Yes.
Here. So, a game change here, because under SOGAES, there were CBs. There were no supervision authorities. So, Lena, are you going to notify the BSI CB or not? Are you going to authorize the BSI CB, or can you elaborate a bit on the challenge of notifying the former colleagues? How much pressure do you get from them?
I think the process is going quite smoothly, and I'm very confident that we will soon have them authorized and notified as well. I'm also confident that we will have all our ITSEF authorized and notified as well.
Okay, so you have 5 ITSEFs, right?
Yeah.
That are accredited today. We have, can you list them maybe? And explain a bit what kind of activities they are doing. Are they all for level high? Are they also developing a bit the activity in level substantial? What is the goal? How do you see the landscape with 5 ITSFs? Is it the same landscape as traditional SOGAES activities or more?
I think the basis of the business for them builds the history they have in the SOGAES world. We have a lot of customers who hopefully continue working with us. They struggle to at first continue their business. As far as I know, they all applied for level high, and we've got them there. Their accreditation was issued from Secovera, Telekom, SRC, TÜVET, and it's ETSEC Sweden, but also ETSEC Germany, were published a few weeks ago. And we hope that we can improve business and improve cybersecurity in general with them, as they worked hard to get their accreditation for the EUCC as well. So, just come back to your question, I think they will continue their work just as they do at the moment, but try to improve the overall cybersecurity in Europe, and they are very much engaged in working together with us for the conformity assessment.
Okay, so let's celebrate together BSI as accredited CB ATSEC Germany, Secuvera, SRC, T-System, and TÜV IT. Yes. Thanks to you all. Congrats. And please stay on stage, we'll do a picture afterwards.
That would be great.
And now we will call from Spain. So the NCCA is not here to be on stage as well, but we have two accredited CAB, AP+, represented by Nuria Carrio, and DECRA with Jose Emilio Rico.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you very much. Morning.
So, please have a seat.
Okay.
So, indeed, unfortunately, our colleagues from CCN could not join. So, sometimes we have the NCCA and not the ITSF. Sometimes we have the ITSF and not the NCCA. It doesn't matter. We celebrate.
Can celebrate anything.
So, please, what kind of activity have you planned to undertake under EUCC?
So we have been just accredited as an ITSEF, okay? So mainly an ITSEF for high assurance on the two technical domains, smart cards, singular devices, and hardware security boxes. So this is our scope for the accreditation. Yeah.
And you?
We both. So we have the accredited ITSF. This ITSF was also accredited for the SOGA, so it was not too much effort to move into the EUCC accreditation. And we also have developed a substantial level, a certification body for substantial level, and we plan to do both things.
Okay, so any clue on what is the market on substantial?
Everyone that wanted to have VAN2.
Well, can you elaborate a bit more on the EU market related to VAN2? I'm not sure I have seen many certificates at VAN2. Maybe I'm a bit blurred, but can you elaborate? Which kind of products that are developed either here or from abroad? Why would they come to the EU to be certified at level substantial? What kind of what do you foresee?
I think that if we can provide with the same evaluation certificates that provide assurance on collaborative protection profiles, that could be a good market for us. So everything related to collaborative protection profiles could be good if we can provide certification activities, certification services that move a little bit smoothly than we have seen historically. Of course, regulations in Europe points usually more to high assurance than substantial level, but we think that we can go ahead with this.
Well, in addition to this, maybe in the future it would be much more requested because there will be other regulations requesting UCC, such as the CRA, provided that they got this presumption of conformity by implementing acts. So not for the critical products, but maybe for the important products.
So
let's see what will be happening.
Noria, can you explain the audience what is the difference between a PP and a collaborative protection profile?
No, I can't.
I think they will love it.
Okay.
It's not a trap, huh?
It is a trap, really.
No,
yeah. Well, the differences, and I can just talk about it. Maybe I'm not an expert, but I can just talk about the collaborative PP for network devices, which is mainly the most commonly used protection profile. That particular protection profile, it aims to lower assurance level, such as ABABAN 1. And it's more based in a functional PP than what we are used in a normal PP, which aims to do a vulnerability analysis and so on. In the collaborative protection profiles, it's more functional security testing. So meaning that there is a dedicated and very detailed test plan to really cover this from the lower level, from a lower assurance level.
My guess is that for the CRE, this might be a wise approach also. So, competition between ITSEFs. BSI, you have 5, and C, I don't know how many you will have. So at least we have 2 here in Spain. Is the market big enough for 2, for 3?
I think we have work for everyone. We are championship of regulations in Europe, so you mentioned CRA, you mentioned the CRA. So we have things enough for all the people that we have here. In fact, in the CRA, one of the questions were whether we will be sufficient conformity assessment body, including notified body, for addressing all of what is needed in the CRA. So historically, you mentioned something of the history. Things started in the 90s with the member states creating the national schemes and the ITSEC, and then we moved to the SOGAES, and then we moved to the common criteria. It was a niche. And then everything has grown and grown and grown. And then we have regulations, we have more conformity assessment body, we have more manufacturers. So maybe everything will be more or less balanced, and let's see if we have enough conformity assessment bodies and notified body to cover the market needs in this regard, at least in Europe. But of course, we have many other things outside.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no clear what is going to happen, and how do we need to resize our resources depending on the common regulations, and how these third-party caps or notified bodies are needed in the market. Yeah.
Okay, so let's celebrate DECRA and let's celebrate A+ today. Thanks for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And at last, in the alphabetical order, but they were first. Let's go Sweden. So Rasma Arabi from ATSEC, who also is accredited in Sweden, and John Below from FMV.
So no more seats, huh? You have to stand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Philippe.
So yeah. So we have a combination again of an authority and a cab. A cab. What kind of cab? CB, ITSF, both? What level? Can you elaborate a bit, Rasma?
Yeah, so many things to say. I mean, I'm very proud to be the first. So this is one thing to say. But I mean, we are kind of the complete cab. So what we have done, yes. So what we have done is we have the CB and also it's accredited. So while ATSEC has a history of being only the ITSEF, so only laboratory. So we have had in Europe, for example, we operate in Sweden, Germany, and Italy, where we have done a lot of evaluations. Now with the EUCC, we also chose to become a CB. So this journey for CB started 3 years ago. So we are happy to achieve that. And when it comes to the assurance level, that is also kind of very important one to know. So we are sticking to software. So we do software evaluations, so also software certifications, and it is up to AVA 1.4. When it comes to accreditation is done. Notification for some things is already done, and then authorization is ongoing, I would say. Or
So, John, notification, accreditation, how does it resonate? How close are you to notify?
We're very close to notify, so the notification for accreditation is done. And of course, notifications will then be reviewed depending on changes according to that. Of course, we're the supervisory authority for this, so any ongoing issues I won't be able to comment on within the authority. But this is also the setup for the Cybersecurity Act and this framework to have supervisory authorities that cover the whole market and the caps. But For Sweden, I think it's really great to show that we are using the full range of the possibilities that exist in the Cybersecurity Act and this framework to have a private cab that now is accredited at level high as well. This shows that we can have a multiplicity of different types of setups, and we're also seeing this cross-border element around cabs and its collaboration in Europe, and I think this is a good thing for the market to be able to establish and find solutions depending on what the vendors need for their accreditation. For their certification.
Yeah, how does it influence the national activities, the national CB, how does the creation of these private cabs, which is a bit new, I mean, in terms of certification body, not new in the sense that prior approval already exists in some member states, but it was mostly an exception so far in the Dutch case. How does it influence the posture, the national postures towards certification? If it does, of course.
For us, Cybersecurity Act is not just CC, as we've heard today. It's going to cover a lot of different schemes. CC is the first one. It was, of course, the one that's already in existence and used when it comes to common criteria. But we have to remember all the ones that we have in the pipeline, including managed security services, the integration of all these things in all the EU legislation that's coming out. So that means that it's an integral part of the whole cybersecurity system, regulatory system that the EU has now. So in that case, we want to see the breadth. We want to use the market of cabs as well as the market for certification itself as much as possible. If we get a lot of different variants of that, it's good for us nationally to have a national access to certification services, but it's also good, I think, for the EU system as a whole to have different types of setups in different countries.
Okay. Rasma, when you decided to create a CB on top or besides, because it's no hierarchy, I guess, how did you manage that? Did you ask ITSF guys to have a CB role? Did you threaten them so that they become CB certifiers, or did you hire totally different profiles because the profiles are very different?
So actually, I think that with AdSec we have this an opportunity and also luxury to have access to employees also in other countries. So what I can say that actually the certification body is staffed right now. So even though it's accredited in Sweden and all the accreditations are there, it is staffed with employees from Germany. And that is also very easy for us to keep basically both the transparency and also being being able to provide the services independently from the activities that we do in Sweden. Then it is also true that there are some certifiers that say very experienced, and when I say experienced, sometimes we can also say old, but they just really love their job as well. So this is a little bit what it takes, right? So this is, you want to, as a certifiers, you want to have these experienced people that just like the job. Because I mean, I know I've heard your questions before about the market for certifications. We don't know yet, right? So I mean, for IT security evaluations, that's much bigger projects, right? So I mean, we kind of could have 20 or 10 or 20 evaluations a year, and that is already fantastic for our office in Sweden. I mean, that is not the case for certifications. I mean, with that, it's just a little small fraction of work that you need to actually spend there. So this is our solution. I think it works well. So.
Many thanks. So let's congratulate you, FMV and AdSec, for being having this successful story, as well as also not having only ITSF but also a private CB accredited for the time being. Thanks for that. So let's. I hope we. Do we have a last-minute accredited cab around? Did we forget anyone? No? Okay. It's like ECCG meetings, last minute comments, whether we can close the session. So group
now,
picture?
Yeah, group picture just
Please.
before the break.
Yeah,
And
before the break. And of course, again, it's the first ceremony, okay? We'll hopefully get a far broader scene for next time. So for the member states that want to host us next time, please think about the size of the stage, okay?
Maybe
because we will have also
go in
products.
front of the tables. Come in the front. Come in the front.
Yeah, come on the front. Because I guess next time we'll also have products.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.